Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to VUS Learning English Podcast. My name is Anna, and I am so happy you are here today. If this is your first time, welcome. We are so happy to have you. If you are listening again, welcome back. It is always wonderful to spend this time with you. Today we have a very special topic. It is a topic about happiness. It is about a good life. It is about feeling rich in your heart. We will learn a big lesson, a lesson that can change your life. It is a simple lesson, but it is very, very strong. Thank you so much for joining me today. Your time is a special gift, and I am very thankful for it. If you enjoy our time together, please think about subscribing. When you subscribe, you help our podcast grow. It helps us find more English learners, more friends just like you. I'm always curious. Where are you listening from today? Are you in Sudan or Japan? Maybe you are in Bangladesh or Mexico. Please tell me in the comments. I love to see where our friends are in the world. Okay, are you ready? Let's take a deep breath. And let's begin. I want you to think about something. Are you tired? Are you tired of always running? Always running after something? It feels like we are on a wheel, like a little hamster in a wheel. We run and run and run. We work very hard, but we do not get closer to the life we want, the life we dream about. Maybe you get a new job, a better position. You feel happy for a short time, 1 week, maybe 2 weeks. But then the happy feeling goes away. You work more hours. You feel so tired. This is called burnout. Your body and your mind are very, very tired. You think, I need to have enough money, enough success. But the idea of enough always moves. It gets farther and farther away. You do everything right. You follow the rules. You work hard. But a deep feeling of happiness, a deep feeling of being rich in your life that feels far away. What if there is a secret? What if the secret is not to run after things? What if the secret is to pull success to you? To pull it to you like a magnet pulls metal? What if the game you are playing is the wrong game? What if this game makes you unhappy? In this episode, we will learn a master lesson. This lesson comes from a great teacher. His name was Jim Rohn. He was a man who thought a lot about life. His lesson is very big, but it is also very simple. It will change how you see everything. The lesson is this: your life will only grow as much as you grow. Your happiness will only grow as much as you grow. Your money will only grow as much as you grow. You are the limit, but you are also the key. Stay with me today. By the end of our time, you will understand. You will learn how to stop running after things. You will learn how to build a life that brings success to you. This is not about working all night. This is not about being busy all the time. And this is about changing yourself. A deep change inside of you. Let's be honest. From a young age, we learn to run after things. We learn to chase. First, we chase good grades in school. We want to get an A+. Then we chase a place on a sports team. We want to be the winner. Then we chase a paper from a university, a degree. After that, the chase goes on. We chase a good job. We chase a promotion. We chase more money. We chase a bigger house, a faster car. Our world tells us something. It tells us that happiness is a prize you win. It tells us that being wealthy is a thing you get, something you win, like winning a game. So we run. We run a long, hard race. We put our heads down, we work and work. We work 50 hours a week or 60 hours, sometimes even 70 hours. We lose time with our family. We do not take care of our health. We forget the things we love to do, our hobbies, the things we feel passionate about. We tell ourselves a story. We say, "This is only for now." It will not last forever. When I get that thing, when I get that new job, when I get that bigger salary, when people see I am successful, then I will be happy. Then I will rest. Then I will have time for my family. Then I will have time for what is important. But what really happens? What happens when you get the thing you ran after? You get the promotion. You feel amazing for 1 week. You feel like you are on top of the world. But then you get new work, more things to do, more stress, more pressure, and the happy feeling. It becomes smaller. It goes away. Or you get more money. You feel safe for a moment. But then you start to spend more. Your life costs more money. And new worries come. New feelings of stress. Soon, you're looking for the next amount of money, the next pay raise. The chase starts all over again. This is a big trick, a trick of modern life. Some smart people have a name for it. They call it the hedonic treadmill. Imagine a treadmill, a machine you run on at the gym. You run and run and run, but you stay in the same place. The hedonic treadmill is like that. We work harder to be happier. We get more things to be happier. But our happiness level stays the same. We are running, but we are not moving forward. We feel stuck. The feeling of chasing comes from fear. It comes from a feeling of not enough. Your mind screams, "I do not have enough." Your heart whispers, "I am not enough." This is a scared feeling, a desperate feeling. It makes us feel tired. It makes us feel empty. Always like something is missing. We feel like we have to prove something, prove that we are good enough. We try to grab something, but it feels like it does not belong to us. This chase makes life feel hard. It feels like you are always pushing against something. It makes us feel upset. We ask, why is life so difficult? This is the sad life that many good people live. Many hardworking people. But they are playing the wrong game. Think of a tree. A tree has roots under the ground, and the tree has fruit that we can see. These people are focused on the fruit, the money, the job, the house, but they never take care of the root. The root is you. And this is where the lesson from Jim Rohn changes everything. It helps us see the root. The solution, the master lesson of personal growth. Jim Rohn was a very special man. He started with nothing. He was a poor boy on a farm, but he became a famous teacher, a teacher about business and life. He was a guide for millions of people. But Jim Rohn also had a teacher. His teacher's name was Earl Schaff. One day, Earl Schaff told Jim something that changed his life forever. Are you ready to hear it? He said, "Jim, if you want to be wealthy and happy, learn to work harder on yourself than you do on your job." Let's think about that. Let that idea sit in your mind for a moment. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. For most of us, this is a strange idea. It feels backward. We put all our energy into our job. Our job pays our bills. Our job is our main focus. It is what we think about all day. But Jim Rohn learned this was a mistake. A big mistake in thinking. This mistake keeps people stuck. It keeps them in the hamster wheel. Jim Rohn famously said, "Formal education will make you a living." Formal education is school, high school, college, university. It helps you get a job. It helps you make a living to pay your bills. But then he said, self-education will make you a fortune. A fortune is much more than a living. A fortune is great wealth, great happiness, a great life. What did he mean? He meant your job is just a tool. Your career is just a car. Your business is just a car. But the person driving the car is you. You are the driver. Your skills are part of the driver. Your discipline is part of the driver. Your good habits, your way of thinking, your mindset, your character, who you are as a person. If the driver does not grow, if the driver does not get better, the car will stop. The car will hit a wall, a ceiling. The car cannot go farther than the driver. Your life cannot go farther than you. This is the master lesson. This is the big secret. Success is not something you run after. It is not something you chase. Success is something you pull toward you. You pull it to you by the person you become. This is a huge change in thinking, a very big shift from chasing to attracting. Chasing is outside of you. It is external. Chasing says, I need to get that thing over there. Attracting is inside of you. It is internal. Attracting says, I need to become the kind of person who naturally gets that thing. Think about it. Money, good chances, good relationships, friendship, love. All of these things are pulled toward value. Value means something is good, something is helpful, something is important. The world pays for value. The marketplace pays for value. The world does not pay for need. You can need more money very, very much. You can want it with all your heart. But the world simply says, then become more valuable. Become a better person. Learn a new skill. Be more kind. Be more disciplined. This is not magic. This is not a fantasy story. It is not just thinking good thoughts. This is a real practical idea. It is about building yourself, like building a house, one brick at a time. You build yourself into a person with good qualities, a person with skill, a person with discipline, a person with wisdom. When you become that person, success starts to follow you. Good chances start to find you. You do not have to chase them anymore. They come to you. Section 1, the foundation, why your money will never grow bigger than you. Let's talk about the main idea, the core idea. Work harder on yourself. Behind this idea is a simple rule, a rule for the whole universe, like the rule of gravity. The rule is this: your money will almost never grow bigger than your personal growth. This means your money will not grow bigger than you. Your wealth will not be bigger than your character. Have you ever heard stories about lottery winners? Someone wins millions of dollars, a very large amount of money. But after a few years, they are broke. They have no money. Sometimes they have less money than before. Why does this happen? Their money took a giant jump up. It was a lucky jump. But their personal growth stayed the same. The person did not change. They had the money of a millionaire, but they had the mind of a poor person. They had the habits of a poor person. They did not have the discipline. They did not know how to manage the money, how to keep it, how to make it grow. So the money always gets smaller. It goes down, it returns to the level of the person. Jim Rohn said something very wise about this. He said, if someone gives you $1,000,000, you should hurry and become a millionaire. He meant you need to grow into the money. You need to become a person who can handle it, a person who deserves it. This shows us a deep truth, what you have in your life today. You have pulled to you by the person you are today. Your job, your home, your friends, your money. All of it is a match for who you are right now. To have more, you must first be more. To get more, you must first become more. Jim Rohn used to tell a funny story. He would say, if you took all the money in the world and you gave it equally to every single person, soon the money would be back in the same pockets it was in before. Why? Because some people know how to create wealth, and other people only know how to spend it. Being wealthy is not just having money. It is about the skills to create money, the mindset to manage it, the character to grow it. You cannot give these things to someone. They must be learned. They have to be developed, one brick at a time, day by day. New science and research supports this idea. It proves this old wisdom is true. Scientists have studied happiness and money. They ask, does more money make you more happy? The answer is yes, but only up to a certain point. There was a famous study. It found that happiness goes up with money, but then it stops. It becomes flat. They said the number was around $75,000 a year. After that, more money did not make people much happier in their day-to-day life. Now, new studies show the number might be higher, maybe up to $500,000. But the idea is the same. The main point is the same. After a certain point, more money does not mean more happiness. Why? Because real happiness is not in what you get. As Jim Rohn taught, happiness is in what you become. The real joy is not in having a big boat. The real joy is in becoming the person who could get the boat. The person who had the idea, the person who had the discipline, the person who had the skill to earn it. The good feeling comes from your growth, not from the thing you buy. More research shows this is true. Scientists studied two kinds of wealthy people. One group earned their money. They built their own fortune. The other group did not earn it. They got it from their family. The study found something amazing. The people who built their own money were much happier. They felt more satisfied with their life. Why? Because on their journey, they grew. They developed a purpose, a reason to wake up in the morning. They learned skills. They felt good at what they did. They felt in control of their lives. They did not just get the prize. They became a person who was worthy of the prize. The people who got the money for free. They got the prize, but they missed the journey. And the prize felt empty, hollow. This is the great secret of a happy life. Stop asking, what am I getting from my job? What am I getting from my life? And start asking a new question, a better question. What am I becoming? Are you becoming more disciplined? A little bit every day? Are you becoming more knowledgeable? Are you learning new things? Are you becoming a better leader? A better parent? A better friend? Are you becoming a better speaker? A better listener? Are you becoming stronger inside? Able to handle problems better? Because that is the real fortune. That is the real wealth. The money, the success, the nice things, they are just a result. They happen because of who you are. They are the shadow of the person you are becoming. So we must change our focus. We must move our focus from the job to the self, from the outside to the inside. Your job is a place to practice. It is like a gym for your personal value. At the gym, you build your muscles. At your job, you can build your personal value muscles, your skill muscles, your character muscles. If you only go to your job for a paycheck, you are just making a living. But if you go to your job to grow, to work on your skills, to improve your attitude, to build your character, then you are not just making a living, you are designing a life. You are building a fortune. Section 2, the 3 steps to life change. So you might be thinking, okay, Anna, I understand. I need to work harder on myself. But how? How do I do that? It sounds so big. This is a great question. And Jim Rohn was a master of making things simple. He was a genius at making big ideas easy to understand. He said the way to change your life has 3 steps. Just 3. They are not difficult ideas. They are simple things to do for anyone who wants to change. Are you ready for the 3 steps? Here they are. Step 1. Find out how things work. This is the beginning of all change. This is the start of all progress. Jim Rohn believed that our problems, the things that make us upset in life, do not come from a lack of money. They come from a lack of knowledge, a lack of ideas, from not knowing. He said the main reason people fail is not having no money. The main reason is having no ideas. You do not need a big bank account to start changing. You need a better plan, a better map, and you get a better plan by becoming a student of life, a student of success. Find out how things work means you decide to learn for your whole life. You make a promise to yourself to study. Don't just walk through life with your eyes closed. Don't just hope you get lucky. That is not a good plan. You must actively look for knowledge. Search for the information that creates a good life. Do you want to be wealthy? Study wealth. Read books about money. Listen to people who are good with money. Do you want to be happy? Study happiness. Read books about joy. Talk to people who are happy. Do you want to be a great leader? Study leadership. Read books by great leaders. Watch how they act. Success is not magic, Jim Rohn said. It is not a secret mystery. Success leaves clues, like footprints in the snow. Successful people do certain things. They think in a certain way. They have certain habits. Unsuccessful people do other things. They think in another way. They have other habits. Your job is to be a detective. Find the clues. What books do successful people read? Who do they talk to? How did they use their time? What do they do every single day? This is not about copying someone. Don't just follow someone without thinking. Jim Rohn said, "Don't be a follower, be a student." This is a very important difference. A follower just does what someone says. No questions, no thinking. A student learns. A student takes information. They think about it. They ask questions. They discuss it. And then the student decides, how can I use this information in my own life? For my own goals? For my own personality? You are building your own personal plan for success, your own philosophy. You use the good ideas that others have already found. This is self-education. This is how you build a great life. So that is step 1. Find out how things work. Now for step 2. Step 2, go to work. This step sounds so simple. Of course, you have to go to work, but this is where many people fail. They do step 1. They learn, they read the book, they get the idea, they feel excited. But they do not do step 2. They do not take action. This step is the bridge. It connects what you know to what you do. You can have the best plan in the world, the most beautiful map. But if you stay on your sofa, if you do not take the first step, the plan is just a dream, a fantasy. Jim Rohn said, this is a foolish mistake, to know something but not do it. Going to work means you use what you learn. You use the knowledge from step 1. It means you turn new ideas into new actions, new daily habits, new disciplines. The key is to understand something important. Big change does not come from one big action. It does not come from one big moment, like in a movie. Real change comes from small things, small disciplines, things that seem not important. But you do them every day, again and again, over a long time. Do you want to become a person who reads a lot? The discipline is not to read 50 books this weekend. That is impossible. The discipline is to read for 30 minutes every day. Just 30 minutes every day. No excuses. Do you want to build a business? The discipline is not creating a perfect product in one night. The discipline is making 5 phone calls every day, or sending 5 emails every day, even when you don't feel like it. These small actions are easy to do. Reading for 30 minutes is easy. Making 5 calls is easy. But here is the trick. They are also very easy not to do. It's easy to say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm too tired today. And that choice, that small choice every day, creates your future. It creates your life. A few simple good habits, repeated every day, will lead you to success and happiness. A few simple mistakes, repeated every day, will lead you to sadness and problems. In the beginning, you don't see a difference. After 1 week, the person who reads and the person who watches TV look the same. But after 1 year, the difference is big. After 5 years, the difference is huge. It is very, very big. They live in different worlds. This is about taking responsibility for yourself. You are the captain of your ship. You cannot wait for your boss to make you feel good. You cannot wait for the government to solve your problems. You must find the power inside yourself, the power to do the small things you know you need to do. This is how you build forward motion. Like a snowball rolling down a hill, it starts small, but it gets bigger and bigger. This is how you build self-respect. You start to trust yourself. You keep your promises to yourself. This is how you build what Jim Rohn called the many kinds of wealth. Not just money, but wealth in your health, wealth in your relationships, wealth in your spirit. That was step 2, go to work. Now for the last step. Step 3, don't try to beat the system. This step is about your character. It is about honesty. It is about thinking about the future. When you start to learn how things work, step 1, and you start to use that knowledge, step 2, you might get good results. And you might be tempted. You might want to find an easy way, a trick, a way to get the prize without doing the work. Jim Rohn's advice was very clear. He said, don't do it. Don't try to cheat. Don't try to beat the system. Work with the system. Life has a way of rewarding good people, and it has a way of punishing dishonest people. People who take easy ways and people who lie a little bit, and people who look for a way to do less work. They might get a little success quickly, a short-term win, but they are building their life on sand, on weak ground. And in the end, it will all fall down. They will have what Jim Rohn called a cheap life. Working with the system means you are honest. You have good values. You have integrity. It means you understand that real value is created by helping other people, by honest service. When you try to cheat the system, you are really cheating yourself. You are stealing from yourself. You are stealing the personal growth, the growth that comes from solving problems the right way, the growth that comes from facing challenges with honesty. You are breaking down your own character. Real wealth and real happiness, the kind that lasts a lifetime, are built on a strong foundation, a foundation of trust, of respect, of success that you earned. The feeling of being happy with what you did comes from knowing, I built this. I built it the right way. And it is strong. It will last. The easy ways give you an empty feeling. Disciplined, honest work gives you a deep feeling of a full life, a full heart. It is not the easy way, but it is the only way that matters. So those are the 3 steps. 1, find out how things work. 2, go to work. 3, don't beat the system. They are simple to understand, but they take a lifetime of practice, a lifetime of becoming a better person. Okay, let's take a small pause here. How are you feeling? Is this information helpful for you? I hope this deep look into Jim Rohn's ideas is giving you something good. I hope it is making you feel hopeful. If it is, please do me a small favor. Tap the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. We work hard to bring you more lessons like this, lessons that can help you change your life. We don't want you to miss the next one. Your support helps our community of learners grow. Thank you for that. Now let's get back to the practical tools. Let's continue our journey together. Section 3, the 3 ways to learn. We have the 3 basic steps for change. Now let's go deeper. Let's look closely at the most important step. Step 1, find out how things work. How do you actually do this? In your daily life? Again, Jim Rohn made it simple. He gave us a 3-part plan for learning. He learned this plan from the successful people he studied. These are the 3 main ways to get the ideas that will build your great life. They are read, listen, and observe. Let's look at each one. Method 1, read. For Jim Rohn, this was so important. It was not a choice. He said, all of the successful people I know, they're all good readers. Reading is the fastest way to get knowledge. It is a quick way to get wisdom. Think about a book. A book is a package of someone's life. Someone spent years, maybe many, many years, learning something. They made mistakes. They found wisdom. And they put it all in a book for you. You can get all that wisdom for a few dollars and a few hours of your time. It is an amazing gift. Jim Rohn's advice was simple. Spend at least 30 minutes every single day reading. But not just anything. He was not talking about mental junk food, like news about famous people, or gossip on social media, or things that make you angry. He was talking about reading good things, positive things, things that make you feel inspired, things that teach you. Read books about leadership. Read stories about great people's lives. Learn their life stories. Read about philosophy, how to think. Read about skills you want to learn. Read about money. He would say, you can't live on a diet of mental candy. You have to have all kinds of mental food to grow. When you put good information in your mind every day, you start to think differently. Your brain changes. You get new ideas. You see new possibilities. You solve problems in new ways. You become self-educated in the art of living a good life. Think about the power of this one small habit. 30 minutes a day, that is over 180 hours in a year. That is like going to a class at a university. Many classes every single year for the rest of your life. Imagine how much that helps you. Imagine the difference between you and someone who stops learning. Someone who finishes school and never reads another book. It's a huge help. An almost unfair help. The person you will be in 5 years is mostly decided by the books you read today and the people you talk to today. This brings us to the second method. Method 2, listen. The second way to learn is to listen very carefully with all of your attention. This has 2 parts. First, listen to wise and successful people. Second, listen to foolish and unsuccessful people. First, find successful people and listen. Jim Rohn said you should try to be around them. He gave funny advice. He said, poor people should take rich people out to dinner. He said, even if dinner costs you $100, the ideas you can get in a 2-hour conversation could be worth $1 million. Buy them dinner and ask them questions. Get them talking. Ask them, how did you start? What were your biggest mistakes? What books changed your life? What do you know now that you wish you knew then? In our world today, this is easier than ever. You can listen to podcasts from great leaders. You can watch interviews on the internet. You can go to online talks. You can find guides. You must be careful about what you let into your ears. The sounds around you, they shape your thinking. But Jim Rohn also gave clever advice. He said you can also learn from unsuccessful people. Listen to their stories. Listen to how they complain. Listen to how they blame others. Listen to how they put things off, how they always say tomorrow. Listen to their ideas about life. Take very careful notes in your mind. And then do the exact opposite. Their stories are a strong lesson, a warning, a map of what not to do. Success leaves clues and failure leaves clues too. You need to be a good student of both. So we have read and we have listened. Now for the final method. Method 3, observe. The final way to learn is to watch, to observe. Jim Rohn said we have 2 eyes. One is for sight. You see things. The other is for insight. you understand things. It is not enough to just look at what successful people do. You have to look into what they do. You have to pay attention with your full mind. Watch their habits. How do they enter a room? With confidence? With a smile? How do they talk in a meeting? Do they listen more than they talk? How do they treat other people, especially people who work for them? With respect? With kindness? How do they manage their time? What is on their schedule? Every action they take shows you their way of thinking, their philosophy. Watching is how you learn the small things, the things that are not in books, the things people cannot explain in a podcast. It is how you develop your feeling for things, your intuition. When you watch a great artist paint, you are not just seeing a hand moving a brush. You are seeing years of discipline, years of focus, years of love for their work. Pay attention, Jim Rohn would say, pay attention. These are two of the most powerful words. The world is always teaching us. Life is always giving lessons, but you have to be awake to see them. You have to be an active watcher to get the lesson. When you put these three methods together, reading, listening, and observing, you create a strong system for learning, a system for growing. You get information from the past from books. You get information from the present from conversations. You get information from your own eyes from watching. This is how you find out how things work. This is how you get the parts to build your beautiful life. Section 4, the big mistake. Putting it all together. Now you might be thinking something. Okay, Anna, I get it. This is all about getting rich. It's all about making a lot of money. But that is the big mistake, a big misunderstanding, and this is the final, most important piece of the puzzle. The goal of this way of thinking, the reason to work harder on yourself, is not just to have a lot of money. The goal is to become the person. Who is worthy of wealth? Who knows how to use it? How to use it for a life of joy, meaning, and a full heart. Remember the science we talked about? Money makes you happier, but only to a point. After that, its power goes away. In fact, some studies show a problem. They call it the rich meaning gap. Sometimes very, very rich people have a harder time finding meaning in life. Why? Because money can be an easy replacement for real things. They can buy expensive things instead of building deep relationships. They can buy entertainment and things to keep them busy instead of growing as a person. This is why Jim Rohn's philosophy is so beautiful and so powerful. It is not just about making money. It is about building your character. It is about becoming a better human being. Think about the habits you need to become successful. Discipline, self-control, honesty, integrity, the ability to keep going, a love of learning. These are the exact same things, the same qualities, that lead to a happy and meaningful life. The journey of becoming more valuable in the world makes you become a better person. You cannot be a great leader without learning to understand others, without empathy. You cannot build a strong business without being honest, without integrity. You cannot become great at a difficult skill without discipline, without focus. The money you attract is a tool. It is not the goal. It is a tool that gives you freedom. It gives you choices. It allows you to take care of your family. It allows you to help others, to give to things you believe in. It allows you to have new experiences that make your life richer. But if you do not have the personal growth, the wisdom and character to guide you, that tool can be very heavy. It can become a problem. The final goal is to have wealth in all areas of life. Wealth in everything. Wealth in your money, yes, but also wealth in your health. Wealth in your relationships with family and friends. Wealth in your mind with new knowledge. And wealth in your spirit with peace and meaning. The journey of working harder on yourself than on your job is the path to all of these kinds of wealth. When you focus on becoming, the getting takes care of itself. And the person you become, that is the real prize. That is a prize much greater than any amount of money. We have learned a lot, but everything comes back to one big lesson. One life-changing idea from Jim Rohn. Let's say it one more time together. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Stop chasing success. Stop running on that hamster wheel. That tired, scared feeling is not your friend. Instead, start a new journey today. The journey of attracting success, of pulling it to you. Understand that your life today is a mirror. It shows you who you are. Your money, your happiness, your relationships. They all show you who you are inside. To have more, you must first be more. To change your life, you must first change yourself. The path is simple. It is not easy, but it is simple. Let's review the 3 steps. Find out how things work. Become a student of life forever. Read good books. Listen to wise people. Watch the world carefully. Go to work. Use what you learn. Turn knowledge into small daily actions. Action is the magic word. Don't try to beat the system. Be an honest person. Build your life on the strong foundation of your character. This is not a fast solution. It is not a trick to get rich quick. This is a way to live for your whole life. It is a promise to always be growing. The person you were yesterday does not control you. You have the power, right now, to start a new future, to design a new life. Life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. And that change starts inside of you. Now I have a small challenge for you, a small invitation. Don't let this just be another podcast you heard. Let's make it real. Let's put this into practice, starting right now. In the comments section below, I want you to write one thing. Write one small action you will start tomorrow. Just one. Will you read for 30 minutes before bed? Will you make one extra phone call for your business? Will you listen to one educational podcast on your way to work? Choose one small thing and make a promise to do it. Write it down in the comments. Sharing it with our community makes it real. It makes you promise to yourself and others. And if this message helped you today, if it spoke to your heart, please subscribe to our podcast and maybe share it with one person, someone you know who needs to hear this message. Let's build a beautiful community together. A community of people who are not just making a living. but who are truly designing a life. Thank you so much for your time and your attention today. It was a gift to be with you. Now go to work on yourself. See you next time, my friend.